welcome. Today we're going to do an uplifting energy healing. So if you're feeling tired or lethargic, you feel maybe a little down and out and you need some boost of energy, some uplifting energy, that's what we'll focus on here today. So we're just gonna do an energy cleanse and a little bit of breathing just to get the prana, the energy flowing within the body, stimulate the mind. I did a juice detox last week and it was crazy. It was like a plant medicine journey. You can read about it if you're interested on my website. I wrote a blog about it, and a lot of stuff came up, and a lot of darkness, depression, and I came out the other side and I'm just feeling a lot lighter. I'm feeling like I want to share some sunshine. So hopefully if you need some sunshine today, you can get it from me. And we also just got a near miss from a hurricane here in the Bahamas. So the sun is shining. The weather is sweet, as Bob Marley says. And I'm just feeling good, feeling the good vibes. So I wanted to share those with you. Okay. So we'll start with smoke cleanse. So I have some sage, and I generally don't burn my whole bundle of sage because it just burns so fast and then the ash gets everywhere and it just kind of makes a mess. So I like just to take one little bit out. So we'll light the sage. And I just feel like sage has a nice uplifting smell to it. Palo Santo is more of a grounding smell, I feel. And certain incenses, obviously there's some nice incenses that will lift your spirits, but I was just feeling called to the sage today. So we'll just take the sage and bring it over your energetic field. So just removing any negativity, self-doubt, any dark, stagnant energy that you need to let go of. So just cleansing with the smoke. You can close your eyes and just imagine all of that unneeded energy vibrations within your energetic field to just start to get released. Okay. I've also been studying Vedic astrology along with yoga. I'm a yoga teacher, traditional Hatha yoga, and I also study Ayurveda. I've been studying Ayurveda for many years. And I'm gonna bring my shell over here so I don't burn the house down. And this month, you may have heard if you follow a lot of the so I keep dropping pieces of burning sage. This is another reason why I don't use sage very much. Fire hazard. So if you follow astrology at all, which I never really followed astrology, Western astrology at least, but you'll notice that a lot of people are talking about all these planets in retrograde, and many people that follow Western astrology believe that planets in retrograde are like a bad thing or a tumultuous time. But in Vedic astrology, in Jyotish, planets in retrograde are a great time for reflection, for kind of pulling things up that that you might want to look at and get rid of. I have pretty strong Mercury in my chart, and so when Mercury goes in retrograde, I was born, well, Mercury was in retrograde, tongue twister. So I see it as a great time for me to reflect, to work on things. You know, I did this Juice Detox, and I was really called to do this detox. And yeah, so I just hope that you don't feel like this has to be a tumultuous time right now. It can be a time for growth and renewal and reevaluating and unpacking, looking at your shit that you might not want to look at, and maybe letting some of it go. Okay, so we're going to finish this smoke cleanse before it gets too messy and I burn my fingers. Okay. Then we have new moon coming up this weekend, another good time to reflect. And so I just invite you to begin to think about what it is that you want to let go of that will put you into this state of happiness, of joy, of connection with your higher self. So we'll just take a few deep breaths on that. I think my camera is syncing. So hopefully you're still here with me. Okay, so we're just gonna take a few deep breaths. So take a nice deep breath in. Fill the lungs, fill the belly. Exhale out. Okay, so I was just checking on that. Okay, take another deep breath in. Exhale. Release everything that you need to let go of with the breath. Okay, another deep breath in. Fill the lungs, fill the belly all the way to the top. Just imagine the breath going all the way to the crown of the head. And then exhale, release anything that you need to let go of with the exhale. Okay, relax, come into stillness. And then just imagine with each gentle inhale, filling yourself with fresh prana, with life force energy. Each breath is coming in through the lungs and all the way down into the belly. So expanding into the belly, into the vital organs that are housed there, into the lower energy centers. And each exhale, you're just noticing the energy starting to flow through the body. So creating a channel between the lowest part of the sacrum, so the root, sacrum, and then perineum. So all the way down as far as you can visualize down to the pelvic floor with each inhale. And then exhale, hit those energy centers. So hit the point right below the belly button and right above the belly button, chest, throat, and then coming out the mouth. If you want to rise all the way to the top, hitting your third eye and your crown, just letting all the energy flow upwards, and then exhale, flow it back down. So the breath becomes like a wave, inhaling, exhaling, just flowing in and out, and doing your best not to pause between the inhale and the exhale. So just allowing the breath to flow straight from inhale to exhale to inhale to exhale. You'll notice there's a subtle energetic shift when you omit those pauses. If you do this practice, maybe while you're meditating or as a prelude to your meditation, Just notice the subtle differences when you omit the pause, how much focus that takes, how much awareness on your breath and on your internal landscape that becomes. So on your next inhale, imagine as you breathe in through the mouth, maybe the nose, and through the crown of the head, just gathering all of the energy from the sun. Maybe it's not visible, maybe it's actually nighttime right now, wherever you are, but just imagining that life force energy from the sun coming into your body. The power, that yang energy, the masculine energy, coming into your body, revitalizing every cell, all the tissues, and then exhaling, maybe imagining the energy of the moon, which is yin energy, that grounding energy, the feminine energy. Inhale the prana, exhale that grounding force. Continue on a few more breaths, just soaking in the energy from around you. That light energy, that ether, that airy, floaty, full of joy and life and vibrancy. And then exhaling any of the dark shadows, any of the parts of yourself that you might not want to look at. So just noticing the balance here of the yin and the yang. Those two opposing forces, the two forces that create our reality, our dualistic reality. So without the sun and the moon, without the yin and the yang, we don't have this reality. Without the highs and the lows, there's nothing to relate to. So you need the lows to appreciate the highs. And just accepting that. So accepting whatever it is that you don't feel like in your life that you're bringing in that's as adequate or fulfilling or as perfect as you think you want it to be. Just acknowledging the challenges and being okay with knowing that there are elements that you might need to work on or elements that you can learn from. And then just knowing you can always come back to love and joy and peace. They're always there to tap into. Okay. So we're going to use my Chakra Stones. We're just going to use one today. We are going to focus on the third chakra, the solar plexus. Okay. So I have all of these stones are associated with a chakra. So here's my third chakra stone. I don't know if you can hear my dog clip-clopping around. She's 17 years old. She just kind of paces around in circles. Very sweet. I love her. All right, so we have our chakra stone associated with the third chakra. So it is yellow. This stone isn't exactly yellow, but it's close enough, giving off the vibes of yellow. Okay, so our third chakra is associated with our expression, with our ego, and it doesn't have to be in the sense of an overbearing, overpowering ego, but it can if the chakra is overly energized. But it can also be under personalized. So maybe if the chakra is under energized, you're very shy and very quiet and you have a hard time expressing yourself. Okay, so the third chakra can be overbalanced or underbalanced. And this is how you relate to other people, how you show up in the world, your presence. And so I invite you to just take a few moments to notice how you show up in the world. Do you feel like you are a powerhouse, like you control situations, Or do you feel like you're on the quieter side? You're more of an introverted type person, or maybe you feel very balanced in that chakra, and you feel completely at peace with the energies of that chakra. So wherever you're at, just take a little mental note of that, and maybe think about how that's changed a little bit over the years. How you used to be when you were younger, how you used to show up. Maybe something's shifted. Maybe an event in your life has really changed how you show up, how you express yourself. Maybe you used to be very expressive and something happened that basically closed that chakra down, or you have some stored trauma in that area, and you find it difficult to, you have fear around expressing yourself now because of a bad experience in the past. And that's okay. And that's what energy work and any, healing work, even yoga practice helps to open the chakras and release stuck and stagnant energy. You don't always have to see in your mind what it was, what the event was that that triggered a shift in your energy centers. It can be helpful at times to view it and to release it, but sometimes you don't have to. Okay, so just take a few moments here and just focus on that third chakra. You can even place your hand on that space. You usually can feel it. You'll kind of intuitively know. So it's the space right underneath your rib cage, so a few inches above your belly button. Maybe just placing your hand there and asking yourself a few questions, asking yourself if you feel confident, and you can just make a noise or silently in your head, or mm-mm. Do you feel safe and secure? Do you feel happy? Do you have loved ones in your life? And do you love yourself? And it's okay if you answer some of these questions and maybe they bring up doubts or fears or memories. Just viewing them as best you can without criticizing, and just making that connection with that energy center. And do you feel like you can trust yourself? Can other people trust you? Once again, coming back to, do you love yourself? Are you important to yourself? And I hope, even if you can't honestly answer yes to that question today, that that's something that you're working towards, that you're striving towards. Loving yourself should be the number one priority. And when you love yourself, your capacity for loving others expands tenfold. Okay. I'm just taking a few more breaths here. Maybe seeing if you can send love to yourself, even if it feels challenging. Tapping back into that yellow beaming energy of the sun and bringing it in, expanding that space in the third chakra. Allowing yourself to feel all the good vibes and energy and emotions that you could possibly feel. Maybe even putting a smile on your face. Notice what that does to shift your mood. Just receiving my positivity, my sunshine, my best intentions for you on your healing journey. I thank you for joining me today and for allowing me to hold space for you and to be of service to you on your path of connecting with the truest version of yourself. Namaste and aho.